Hi guys, how's everybody doing today? I hope that everybody's doing great and welcome back to my channel. Hello, my name is Carla and I have a very exciting video. Now, first of all, I want to say that I am sorry for not uploading a video yesterday, which was Friday, but I'm trying to get situated. I recently went back to work. Thank God. I had been furloughed for a few months and I recently went back to work, so I'm trying to kind of get myself stabled in a schedule in which those are the days that I'm going to upload, and it doesn't interfere with my work or anything else. I'm just trying to find the time to film, especially the time to edit. I think the editing is what takes the most time, and then upload the videos, of course. So just bear with me. I know it's frustrating because I like having a schedule in which, my videos go up at a certain day on a certain time, and we are going to get there like we used to be, but right now I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do time-wise. So just bear with me, but today's video is going to be so exciting. I am so happy. So I went to Ulta because I got my hair cut again, and I ran into this baby. Oh my god, it's the Makeup Revolution and Friends palette. I had seen things on Trend Mood and Instagram, but I hadn't seen any pictures. I hadn't seen anything. I didn't even know when this was supposed to launch. I was just walking around Ulta trying to see if there was anything new or exciting, and I came across the display and all of the stuff that they're selling for this collection, and I was like, oh my god, I need to get my hands on this. So I picked up the palette and I picked up 2 of the lipsticks. Now there is a lot more stuff to this collection. So they have this big eyeshadow palette which has all these colors right here, but they also have 3 small palettes for each of the girls. So they have a Rachel palette, they have a Monica palette, and they have a Phoebe palette. Now they also have a lipstick for each girl. I decided to pick up the Rachel and the Monica. I want to pick up the Phoebe, and I want to maybe consider picking up the smaller palettes because they look very pretty, but that's going to be at a later time because the collection is not expensive, but like this palette is $28 and each one of the lipsticks is, I believe, $8. So it's not that the collection is expensive or anything, but if I would have picked up everything, then yes, it would have been really expensive. So I just picked up the things that I was the most excited for. So like the big eyeshadow palette and then the 2 lipsticks. If I do decide to pick up more of the collection, then I will make another video. But for today, we are going to dive into this. I haven't seen anybody play with this, so I'm so excited. I haven't even seen like swatches or anything. Like, we're gonna dive in this because I am so excited. So we are going to create a look with this, and this palette, let me tell you guys, this palette is heavy. Now I did open it because I wanted to see what it looked like, but I haven't touched it or anything. And it's one, if you guys have ever played or touched or felt Makeup Revolution palettes, you know that they have the ones that come in like the tin packaging. Well, that's what this is like, and this is supposed to be like one of those movie things, like the cut or when they start the movie or whatever. That's what this is supposed to look like, and it's like I don't think it's necessarily like metal, but it's like a tin can, and it's pretty sturdy, it's pretty heavy. And let me open it so you guys can see. Well, the outside, of course, it says Friends, the television series, and Makeup Revolution, the one with, and then it says eyeshadow palette right here. And when you open it up, okay, so this is what the palette looks like. There is so much stuff going on in this palette. I'm so excited. Look at all those colors. It's so pretty. And then it has a mirror. Like, it has a mirror. I don't want to blind you guys, but it has like a mirror. and it's heavy. Like I think that's what makes the palette heavy, is the mirror. And then another cool thing too is that you're able to bend it the whole way. It has like this little piece right here which allows you to bend it all the way down. So it's a heavy duty palette. Like, I am very impressed by the way that this palette is made. And it's only $28. And if you have coupons for Ulta, you can use it on this. So sometimes Ulta has the $3.50 off of 15, or sometimes they have the 20%, or sometimes they have the 10 off of 40. All of those coupons you are able to use with this collection, so that is pretty cool on its own. I used the coupon today too, so I saved some money. That is the best part. So let's see. So this palette has 27 shades. 27 shades. That is a lot of shades. It's like basically $1 per shade, which is insane. It's crazy. And then, you know, it has a huge mirror, and the palette itself is really well made. So I think the price is perfect for this palette. So we get 2 different sections of eyeshadows here, and I believe these are eyeshadows. I've been trying to read the palette everywhere, and I don't see anything that says that they're highlights or blushes or anything. So I think that they're all eyeshadows, but of course you can use your makeup however you please. You can use it as highlight, you can use it as blush, you can use it as eyeshadow, you can use it for anything you please. So we are going to be playing with this, and then we are going to be swatching it and trying out the lipsticks because I'm very excited. And then the unicorn is just so stinking cute. Like, I like this collection a lot, but what matters is the product inside. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be creating a look with this palette, and then swatching it, and then talking about it. So let's get started. I also have my Friends mug right here, and yes, I am drinking iced coffee off of it, but I just wanted to, you know, have my mug because, you know, it's Central Perk, just like the show. So I'm going to be drinking that because it is late at night and I wanted to get this video up as soon as possible. So I'm so excited because I haven't seen anybody play with this, so I'm very, very excited. Okay, so let's see. It seems like we get a decent amount of mattes. I want to say that they're all, or most of them, not all, I'm sorry, most of them are like shimmery satin finished, but we do get quite a few mattes. So I think that I'm going to go into Ben, which is this one right here, and I'm just going to set my eyeshadow primer. This is something that I always do. I always try to set my primer. And I have my mirror right here, so if you guys see me looking down, that's because I have my mirror right in front of me. So I'm just going to set that primer. Now, I do have to say that all of the Makeup Revolution shadows that I've tried, they've always performed pretty well. I've always been very happy and very impressed by the eyeshadows that I've tried. So I don't think that this is going to be any different. I think that they're going to perform pretty good. I am very excited and I'm hopeful that I'm going to love this palette. Now, I am a huge fan of the show. I love all the characters. I love all the episodes. I've been watching it for a while now, even when I shouldn't have. You know, it's so funny because like now that you're an adult, when you look back at some of the things that you watched as a child, you're like, I shouldn't have been watching that. But I love Friends. I've been watching it for a really long time. I enjoy it a lot. And I was so excited to see that somebody came out with, you know, a makeup collection for the show. So that was pretty exciting. Okay, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I want to play with. There's a lot of different types of looks you can create with this palette. We have like a nice green right here. We have some oranges. We have pinks. We have purples. We have a pop of blue right there. We have a nice yellow. So I don't know what I want to do. Okay, so I thought about it for a minute and I am really gravitating towards this green and this orange. So I think that I'm going to be playing with some of the green and oranges and maybe brownish in the palette. So I think that what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take Phoebe, and I love like the top here, the top colors here. Well, if you're looking at the palette, I'm gonna show you like this. So this is how the palette looks when you're looking at it. All of the top row is the main characters. So we have Ross right here, which tell me that the green is not a Ross color. That is such a Ross color. Then we have Chandler, which is the brownish one, which that is a total Chandler. Then we have Joey, which is the pink. Hello, I mean, it's Joey. Then we have Monica, which is like a wine color, which is such a Monica color. Rachel, perfect champagne. And then Phoebe and orange. I mean, tell me how they didn't get those colors right. Because when I look at them and I look at the character, I'm like, yep, that is definitely a good color for that character. So that is amazing that they got that like on point. So I think that I'm going to go in with Phoebe, which is the bright orange, and I'm gonna put that in my crease to start, and then we'll go from there. And I'm gonna take her like on a big fluffy brush because I want to spread as much of that color as I can. That is such a pretty orange on the lid. I was kind of nervous because that orange doesn't look like an orange that I would like just by looking at the pan, but once you put it in your eye, like, it's really pretty. And it's so pigmented. I mean, look at that. It's like crazy pigmented. And there is not a lot of kickback. Like when I touch the shadow with the brush, there's not a lot of kickback, so that's pretty cool too. So far so good, I'm telling you guys. Makeup Revolution is inexpensive and they are really good. Okay, so next I am going to grab a smaller blending brush, and I'm gonna go into Mr. Geller, which is the dark brown, and I'm gonna put it in the crease as well, but it's going to be placed lower than the orange one so you can see both colors. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to my big fluffy brush and I'm gonna go back into Phoebe, which was that orange, and I'm gonna clean up the rough edges, but I really want that orange to pop. So I'm going to grab another fluffy brush. So I have this one that kind of has like an angle right here, and I'm gonna go into Ben, which was the shade that we used to set our primer, and I'm just gonna clean the edges of the orange shade just so everything looks nice and smooth. You see how that looks so nice and soft compared to this one that looks kind of rough? This one looks all nice and blended and soft. Okay, so now I think that I am ready to place the green. So I'm gonna go in with a Ross, which is the green, and I'm gonna put it on a good portion of the lid, but I'm gonna focus it mainly like in the center because I want to put a different color like in the inner part of my lid. So I'm just gonna focus the green mainly like on the center of the eyelid, and I'm gonna take a flat brush for that. Let's see, I'm gonna take this one from IBY Beauty. I'm gonna try it by itself at first to see you know, how pigmented it is, and if it needs spray then I'll just spray it a little bit, but I'm gonna try it by itself first. Okay, so by itself it's pretty pigmented. But I have a feeling that if we wet the brush, it's going to be more pigmented. I'm going to try with my finger just out of curiosity to see how different applications work. It also applies really good with your finger. I can get a lot of pigment out of it. But I do want to try the spray just to see how intense we can get that green. Okay, so this is how the color looks before we spray the brush. And now we are going to spray the brush and see how pigmented we can get it. Okay, yeah, I feel like wetting the brush did a little something. Not too much though. I think that just using the shadow by itself or with your finger, it's pretty good. I don't think that the spray did like a major difference, but it did a little something. So okay, so now that I have that green there, I'm gonna go back into Mr. Geller, which was the brown over here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit more of that in my outer corner, just because I feel like I lost it a little bit. So Okay, so now I want to put a different color in my inner part of my lid. So I think that I'm gonna go in with Rachel, which is this pretty like champagne color. And I'm gonna try with a brush just like I did with Ross, and then we'll go from there. So I'm just gonna take another flat brush like this. I'm gonna go into Rachel, and I'm gonna place her in the inner part of my lid. That's a pretty shade. It's actually very pretty. It's so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna wet the brush just to see what kind of an effect we can get. Okay, yeah, so that color pops a lot when you wet the brush. I'm gonna go back to the brush that we have that green. I'm just gonna blend those together so it looks nice and cohesive. Okay, so this is what the top layer of the eyes look like. So now I'm gonna do my bottom lashes. So let's see, what do I want to do on my bottom? Okay, so for the bottom, I think that I'm going to take a fluffy brush. Let's see. I'm gonna take this one from Wet n Wild. It's just a fluffy brush. It's a little bit flat too. It's like fluffy, but it's like a little bit flat. And I'm gonna go into Palo, which is this like burnt orange right here. Do we remember Palo in the show? He was pretty cute. Okay, and I'm just gonna put that in the bottom here. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with a pencil brush, like this one from Too Faced, and I'm gonna go into Mr. Geller, which is the brown, and I'm gonna put it as close to the lash line as I possibly can. But I'm not gonna go all the way. I'm just gonna go about halfway. And I'm gonna go into that fluffy brush, and I'm gonna take Bend, which was the shade that we used to set the primer, and I'm just gonna blend any harsh edges that are around. Okay, perfect. And I think that I want to go in with I think that I want to put a little bit of Janice and the rest of the bottom lid, like on the inner part right here. I'm gonna go in with Janice, which is like a copper, and I'm gonna take it on this brush. It's kind of flat but a little bit fluffy, just a little tiny little bit. And I'm going to put that shade right here. I do enjoy a satin or a shimmery shade on my bottom lid. I think that that looks very pretty. I usually try to match the top with the bottom, but I want to use like as many colors as I can. So, but I think that this looks pretty. I think that everything looks really nice and matching, so we're good. I'm gonna go back to the pencil brush, and I'm just going to tie those colors together. Mr. Geller and Janice. Who remembers Janice? She was a little crazy, but she was fun. Okay. I think that it's going to be it for the bottom. I think for the inner corner and my brow bone, I think I'm gonna go with Mr. Heckles, which is this middle one right here. And I'm gonna take that on this little tiny brush that I have. Is flat and is super tiny. And I'm gonna place that shade on my inner corner. That is a very, very pretty shade. I think that this completes the look. So this is how it came out. I really do like it. It's so pretty. I'm impressed with that orange. I'm gonna go and do some eyeliner and mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so here is what the completed look looks like. I decided to do a brown liquid liner, so I went with the Too Faced sketch marker, and let's see, and this is in the color Deep Espresso, and I just did like a little wings, you can see right there. I thought that the brown would look really good with this look. And then I also used my Essence eye pencil, the Essence eye pencil in Hot Chocolate for my waterline. I just think that the brown just looks really pretty, and I really do like it. So the next thing that we are going to be playing with is the lipstick. So like I said, I picked up 2 of the lipsticks. There is 3 in the collection. The only one that I did not pick up was Phoebe. I might consider picking up later on. I think that that one is a little bit of a deeper shade as to where these are a little bit more nude. So I have Rachel and I have Monica, and we're going to try them both on so that you guys can see what they look like. I was just wiping off my lip balm. Okay, so I think that I'm gonna go in with Monica first, and I just love the packaging. Monica has the famous photo frame that's on the door on the packaging, and of course it says Monica on it, and it's purple. Now the actual packaging of the lipsticks is extremely adorable. This is so cute. It has her name right here, Monica, and then it has a lip on top which shows you the shade of the actual lipstick, and then it says Friends the Makeup Revolution. The packaging is very thick, like it's kind of big. And then here is what the lipstick looks like. As you can see, is the shade of the lip that's on top of the lid, and we are going to put it on. It has a sweet scent to it, kind of like vanilla. So let's just do this. I'm not going to put a lip liner or anything. I don't usually do that. So let's just go in and see. This is what Monica looks like. And I'm trying to figure out if it says like a finish. It doesn't say a finish, but it looks like a matte. It looks like a comfortable matte, like a creamy matte. I don't see any shine or anything to it, so I'm gonna say that it's kind of like a matte. But this is what it looks like. It's more pink than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more like brownish, but it's actually more pink. It's very pretty. I like it, and I think that it looks really good with this eye look. But let's try Rachel and see what she looks like. So next we are going to do Rachel, and Rachel is so cute. It's a pink packaging, and it has the sofa from Central Perk, the famous sofa that they always sit on. That's what's in her packaging. I love how all the packaging is different for the characters. I love that a lot. Now her packaging is the same as Monica's, but, or I'm saying the component is the same as Monica's, same, but it says Rachel on it, and then the shade of the lip on top changes. So Rachel's is a little bit more cool tone than Monica, and it's a little bit more mauvey. So let's try this one and see what it looks like. It has the same smell as Monica's, and then on the inside it has like a little embossment of a pair of lips, which I think is so cute. Let's try this one on. So this is what Rachel's lipstick looks like on. It's very mauvey, very purple, but I like it. I really do like it. And it's the same finish as Monica's, so it's like a matte. I don't see any shine to them or any like creaminess to them. I think they are matte. But I like it. I like it a lot, actually. It looks really pretty. I don't necessarily like it with this look because my eyes are so warm and my lips are purple. So I don't necessarily like these two together, but I like the color. I would say that I will keep using it because I really do like this color. Okay. I like it. So then this is what Rachel looks like. And I think from the pictures that I've seen, the Phoebe's is a little bit more of like a darker, like reddish brownish type of color. But again, I will have to see it in person, you know, because things change from pictures to person. So I'm going to go back to the Monica shade because I think it's the one that goes best with this look. And then we're going to come back and we're going to swatch the palette. I'm going to dive into the palette, to the eyeshadow palette. We're going to swatch it and we're going to see what all these fun colors look like on my hands. Okay, you guys, so we are going to start with the first row. So we have Ross, which is that pretty green shade that I used on the center of my lid. So that is Ross right there. Next to it, we have Chandler. This one is like a brown with gold in it. That is so pretty. Then we have Joey, and Joey is a matte, and it's a matte pink. Very pretty, very pigmented. I love how those three colors look together, actually. Okay, next we have Monica, which is also like a shimmer or satin or whatever you want to call it. That is so pretty. That is very pretty. That is like an orange with pink in there. That's very pretty. Then we have Rachel, which is the one that I put on the inner part of my lid, which is that pretty like champagne type of shade. Very pretty, love it. And then we have Phoebe, and Phoebe is a matte, of course, and it's that pretty orange that I used on my crease to start things off. Very pretty. So that is the top row. Those are the main characters of the show. I am a total Rachel. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I am a total Rachel. I have been thinking, since I got this palette, I was like, who can I identify with? Do I identify with Monica or do I identify with Rachel? I'm definitely not a Phoebe. I wish I was a Phoebe. Phoebe is fun and carefree, and I love Phoebe, but I'm definitely not a Phoebe. Then I started thinking, I'm like, am I a Monica or am I a Rachel? At first I thought I was a Monica because I am a neat freak and I love to cook, but at the same time there's a lot of Monica that I am not. But then when I think Rachel, I'm like, damn, I am a total Rachel. I love shopping. I love spending money. That is one of my biggest things. That is one of my biggest problems. Not my biggest thing, but that's one of my biggest problems. Let's see. Keep going back to the same guy. Yeah, that's me. I'm a total Rachel, okay? I am a total Rachel for many reasons. Let's just continue with the palette, okay? Let's see. Next up we have a Gunther. And that is like a pretty it's like a gold with like yellow. It's so pretty. It's very pretty. Then we have Janice, which is the one that I used on the bottom inner part of my lid, which is so pretty. Or my bottom lash line right here. That is so pretty. Then we have Carol, which is a matte. That is Carol. She's like a coral, but it's like a matte. Then we have Ben, which is the one that we use to blend out the harsh edges and also to set the concealer. It's a pretty skin tone like shade, so you can't really see it much. Next to that we have Emma. And now Ben and Emma are Ross kids. Ben is Ross' son with Carol, and Emma is Ross' daughter with Rachel. And this is Emma right here. This is such a pretty shade. I cannot wait to use that on my eyes. And then we have Richard right here. That is so pretty as well. So pretty. So that was the second row. Let's move on to the third row. So we have Emily, which is like this bright purple. Oh, that is so pretty. That is such a pretty purple. Oh my gosh. I want to use that on my eyes. Wow, that's so pretty. Then we have Ursula, which is that blue. Oh, that one swatch is kind of not great actually. It's like a blue purple type of shade. It's okay. I had to, you know, go over it a couple times to not make it look patchy, so we'll have to see how it works on the eyes. Next we have Mr. Geller, which is the purple, or not the purple, I'm sorry, the dark brown that we put in the outer part of my lid. So that is Mr. Geller. Then we have Mrs. Geller. Okay, that is a kind of light, like a light pink type of shade. Then we have Julie, which is a matte, and this is a darker pink than Joey. And we have Berry, which is like a gold. Oh, that one's so pretty. Wow, that one's so pretty. Okay, so that was the third row. To the fourth row, we have Marcel, which is like a champagne shade, like a lighter champagne than Rachel. Then we have Paulo, which is like that burnt orange type of shade. Then we have Fun Bobby. That's very pretty. Then we have Mike, which seems to be another gold shade right there. Then we have Mindy. And we have Frank, which is like a true gold. Okay, so that was the fourth row. Lastly, I'm gonna swatch the three shades that are in the middle. So we have Ugly Naked Guy, of course. He can't be left out. He's a major part of the show. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. That is bright. Then we have Mr. Heckles, which is the one that I used in my inner corner. Wow, that's pretty. And then we have Estelle, which is that like a goldish type of shade. So now that I swatched the palette, I have thoughts. And also, I think that those middle shades might be meant to be like highlights, actually, looking at them. Don't you think? I think that those are meant to be highlights. I mean, but you can use them on the eyes. You can use your makeup however you please. I'm also going to swatch the lipsticks, just so you guys can see. So we have Monica, which is the one that's on my lips right now. I'm going to swatch it right here. So that is Monica right there. And here is Rachel. Okay, so now that I have played with the palette on my eyes and I've swatched all of the shades, I have my thoughts. I like this palette. I think that it's really pretty. I think that it performed really well on the eyes. I had no problem whatsoever blending. I had no problem whatsoever creating a look. I was inspired as soon as I opened the palette. I had a tough time trying to decide what kind of look I wanted to do because there was so many looks that came into mind that I just I didn't know which one I wanted to create first. So that's a good thing when you look at a palette and you can imagine so many different looks with it. That is a great thing. One of the things that I do have to say though is that there is a lot of shades in here that as I was swatching, they kind of look the same, which, you know, that's not good. I felt like there was a lot of like champagne type of shades that kind of look similar. I also felt like there were a lot of like these types of shades, like the oranges, like this one and this one and this one, they kind of all look the same. Some of the golds kind of look the same swatched, so I feel like maybe they could have put like different types of shades, you know, like maybe picked you know, one shade that looked like that and one champagne shade and one gold shade, instead of having so many different ones that look the same, and added different colors, if that makes any sense. But I do like the palette. I think that you know, the shadows performed really well on my eyes, at least the ones that I tried. Makeup Revolution has never let me down. Like, they are inexpensive, but their shadows always perform really good in my opinion. The only shade that was kind of funky was this blue one. It kind of swatched very uneven and patchy, but I will have to play with it on my eyes to actually, you know, see how it performs. But I really like this palette. I am curious about these smaller palettes, the Phoebe, Rachel, and Monica palettes, because they do look like they have different types of shades there. So I don't know, I think that if they wouldn't have added so many shades that kind of look the same, maybe the palette would have been smaller, and maybe that's the reason why they decided to, you know, add all those shades. But they kind of all look the same, so I would have loved to seen different types of shades. I can tell you that when I look at this palette, I do see Friends, which is wonderful because, you know, I don't want to just have something that has the word friends in it, but, you know, there's no relationship to the show whatsoever. So I was so excited to see all the names too that they picked. I think that all the names were so fitting. I mean, they got almost every single or they got every single main person in here, so that's really, really cool. I'm in love with this palette. I think that it's a great palette. I think that it's an everyday palette. I think that it's a beautiful going out palette. I think that you can do so many different things with this palette. So I'm glad I bought it, but like I said, you know, you guys can use coupons and stuff and get it for much cheaper. So I am so happy with it. I am so glad that I bought it. I am definitely curious about the other smaller palettes, and I'm gonna think about buying those. And I also want to pick up the other lipstick, the Phoebe lipstick. I think that that one is a little bit more like a deeper brownish orange type of shade. So I'm definitely gonna pick that one up. I'm loving. I love the look. I love the palette. I love the lipsticks. They feel so comfortable. Even though they're like matte, they feel really comfortable and they look really good. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun filming this, especially because this show means a lot to me. I grew up with it. I grew up watching it. I still enjoy watching it sometimes when I have nothing else to watch. I just pop Friends on, you know, I think Netflix is the one that has it. Netflix or Hulu? Netflix, I think. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I was so excited to film it because I haven't seen anybody playing with this palette. So I was so excited to come in here and show you guys this cool find. Now, let me know what you guys think as far, like, I've been really stressing about like having a schedule in my channel, you know, like having my videos upload on the same days at the same times and stuff. But let me know if you guys prefer like me coming in here and like showing you like launches or things like that, because sometimes I do buy makeup when it launches, but I get lost in filming other things, or I get lost with time, and then I can't really put it out like fast enough. But if you guys prefer like videos like this where I just like quickly, you know, come in here and show you, it doesn't matter what day or what time it is, I can just quickly come and show you what's new in makeup, or what recently came out, or what I think is, you know, worth buying, or, you know, worth trying or something. Just let me know what you guys think down below. I'm curious to know, because at the end of the day, you guys are the ones watching. So, you know, would you rather me have a schedule, or would you rather me just pop in here and, you know, show you things as quickly as possible? So let me know down below. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the love and all the support that you guys give me on all my videos. I really appreciate it. And I have a lot of fun stuff coming. I have so much stuff to film, so much makeup that has launched, so much stuff I have bought. I need to stop buying because really it's getting out of control. But I have so much fun stuff coming, so I would hit that subscribe button and that bell so you guys don't miss anything. And yeah, I will catch you guys on my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.